Something big is brewing at the U.S. Canada border, and it's not getting the spotlight it deserves. While headlines are consumed with Washington drama and southern border chaos, Donald Trump has been quietly shifting the ground up north. Behind the scenes, he's been making calculated moves, real changes designed to redefine how this border operates and who gets the final say. For Trump, it's about control. It's about ensuring America, not Ottawa, sets the terms for what moves across that line on the map. The result? Canadian officials scrambling, media outlets fuming, and a growing sense that the rules of the game are being rewritten. Unlike the southern border crisis, this story has unfolded in near silence, barely touched by the mainstream press. But the impact could be just as seismic. When Trump zeroes in on an issue, he doesn't circle around it. He goes straight for the core. And right now, that core is the northern border.
Increased security at its border with the United States. This after President Trump imposed tariffs on Canada, claiming fentanyl coming through Canada is massive. But U.S. data shows that less than 1% of fentanyl seized at the U.S. border actually comes from Canada. Regardless, Canada is increasing its security with drug-detecting dogs and drones.
The president and our government, I think it's safe to say, have agreed that we can do more collectively to secure the border. And we have regular members out to the border in uniform, on patrol, which is something, say, a year ago, we weren't doing.
From fentanyl to firearms, the Canada Border Services Agency says the president's scrutiny has led to more resources and intelligence sharing on all kinds of...
Politicians in Ottawa drown in paperwork and speeches. Trump has been quietly moving pieces on the board in ways few saw coming. His message to Canada's leadership is blunt. The era of open crossings, soft agreements, and one-sided deals is over. From the start, Trump made it clear he doesn't view borders as simple lines on a map. To him, they're choke points. Control the points, and you control the flow of people, goods, and influence. With tensions already high over trade and energy, the northern border is fast becoming just as critical as the one to the south. For months, insiders in Washington whispered that Trump's approach to Canada was shifting. But no one expected this. Instead of playing by the old rules of endless meetings, staged press conferences, and diluted compromises, Trump has gone straight for the pressure points, forcing the issue at the border.
And for those of you that want to know the tariffs, you've been hearing about tariffs, we're taking in almost $2 billion a day in tariffs. $2 billion a day. And we're doing very well.
Isn't just looking at one piece of the border problem. He's connecting everything: illegal crossings, drug pipelines, loopholes that let foreign goods undercut American industries, and outdated trade deals that hollow out U.S. jobs. For years, leaders in both countries treated these as separate issues. Trump's message is blunt. Fix them all at once. That's why Ottawa is rattled. When Trump draws a line, he doesn't erase it because someone up north complains. This time, he's rolling out a full-scale plan aimed at what he calls Canada's open-door chaos. It's not just more patrols. We're talking advanced surveillance tech, drones, and tougher screenings for anyone entering the U.S. And here's the part most media outlets won't touch. The real pressure isn't only about illegal crossings. It's the flow of drugs, weapons, and human smuggling through what's long been seen as one of the world's quietest borders. Trump's team has been tracking it for months, and they say the data proves it's a growing problem. Ottawa insists it's under control. But Trump's moves are already reshaping trade, travel, and cross-border politics in ways Canada didn't anticipate. Tariffs are just one example. They're not only filling U.S. coffers, but also giving Trump leverage to squeeze Ottawa for real concessions. That leverage is spilling over into bigger debates, including how Canada manages its aging population and the ballooning cost.
Time to revamp Canada's old age security program. As baby boomers age, the cost of the federal government retirement pension is expected to soar from $77.8 billion in 2023 to a whopping $276.5 billion by 2060. That's more than triple. And Generation Squeeze, a charitable think and change tank, is urging the federal government to take action. So joining us now is Generation Squeeze founder and lead researcher, Paul Kershaw. Paul, thanks so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
So first of all, what exactly is at issue here? Why is the cost of old age security expected to soar like this?
Well, let's be clear about the goal. We want all retirees to have financial security. And we should be able to achieve that in Canada because old age security is already the biggest part of the federal budget by a whopping margin. It's 3 times more costly than employment insurance. It's about 3 times more costly than the Canada.
Canada's federal pension system is heading toward a crisis. Costs are projected to soar from about $78 billion in 2023 to nearly $277 billion in the years ahead. A generational squeeze few in Ottawa want to confront. A charitable think tank has already warned the government that the system is unsustainable, even suggesting pensioners delay collecting benefits if they can afford to. It's a shocking proposal, but one that underscores why Trump's pressure on Canada matters, why tightening tariffs and demanding tougher cross-border policies. Trump is forcing Ottawa to face realities it has sidestepped for decades. His message is simple: play by American rules and see results, or risk being left behind. The proof is already visible. New surveillance tools, stricter inspections, and tougher border protocols are being rolled out, closing loopholes that once allowed drugs, weapons, and illegal crossings to slip through unnoticed. Trump has also leveraged initiatives like the Golden Dome Partnership, binding Canada's defense and security systems closer to U.S. standards. For the first time in years, Canadian politicians are waking up to the cost of inaction. The media frames border enforcement as a crisis, but the numbers tell another story. Take IC custody reports. Nearly 150 Canadians detained, with 70% holding criminal records and the rest in the U.S. illegally. For years, Ottawa blurred the lines by counting foreign nationals with Canadian papers as ordinary Canadians, feeding the illusion of chaos while the real threats went unchecked. Trump's approach cuts through the spin. His enforcement makes clear that border security isn't just a talking point. It's about public safety, fairness, and protecting law-abiding citizens on both sides.
Absolute hypocrites. All along, they've been supporting walls and supporting fences and supporting all sorts of border security.
Illegal immigration is wrong, plain and simple.
I voted numerous times when I was a senator to spend money to build a barrier to try to prevent illegal immigrants from coming in.
We simply cannot allow people to pour into the United States undetected, undocumented, unchecked.
The fact is, they've always supported fences and walls and partitions, but you know what? They only don't want to do it because of me. They have to put the people ahead of politics. We need to have the wall. We need border security. Whatever it takes to get border security, I will do it. I pledged that a long time ago, and I will pledge it always. We've done a really fantastic job with what we have. We can do an almost perfect job if we have the wall and proper border security. And that's what we're going to do for the American people.
Critics often miss the point. He isn't focused on photo ops or polished press releases. He's focused on results. And the results speak for themselves. One of the clearest examples of Ottawa's failure involves taxpayer money spent on repatriating Canadians who had aligned themselves with extremist groups overseas. Recently uncovered government documents revealed that federal officials used at least $170,000 to bring back 8 women and their children from the Middle East in 2022 and 2023. With personnel and transport included, the real cost likely topped $200,000. All charged to Canadian taxpayers. Ottawa treated the matter like routine paperwork, even though these individuals had knowingly connected themselves with dangerous organizations. Trump's approach couldn't be more different. While Canada quietly foots the bill and hopes the press looks the other way, Trump has doubled down on border enforcement and tariff leverage, forcing real accountability. The result is a shift at the Canada, U.S. border that feels less like policy tweaks and more like a revolution. Tariffs that pressure Ottawa, enforcement measures that uncover criminal activity, and a simple but firm message: borders matter, rules matter, results matter. For years, Canadian leaders and the media glossed over the problems, offering illusions of control while ignoring the cost. Trump has changed the game by proving that leadership means taking direct action that delivers real change. And that wraps things up from us here at the Zone Media Network. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. We'll see you in the next one.